Sawadee Krap, welcome to all our friends and lovers of Toyota Thai League T1. I'm talking to you live from the One Play Sports Spectrum as we gear up to match day 16 in the Toyota Thai League. And how about the juggernauts that are BG Batum and Port FC? They go again with the gap at 7 points. How is the week going to unfold? Well, you can find out right here live on One Play Sports as we bring you the best of the action on our streaming service on Facebook and YouTube. Don't forget to like, share, follow, comment or subscribe to the YouTube channel. You won't miss a kick in both the Toyota Thai League 1, the Indian Super League and the Arabian Gulf League. Remember, the Toyota Thai League for every territory in the ASEAN region outside of Thailand and across the Indian subcontinent. But before we get into what's happening this week in Toyota Thai League T1, we have to update you on what has been a very busy couple of days with the transfer window just opening on the 23rd. So here are the movers and shakers that you need to know in the top flight of Thai football, and pay attention because there's a couple of big name ASEAN players on the move as well. Here is the transfer window so far. We start with Bangkok United, who've brought in Hebati, who was surplus to requirements across town at Port FC. Buriram, arguably the busiest outside of Suphanburi, that is, in the transfer window. They've completely overhauled their foreign contingent. 3 new Brazilians coming in. Diago is a centre-back, Maicon a winger, and Samuel Rossa, a striker, expected to get the goals. Ong Tu is back in the land of smiles after previous stints at Police Terror and Wongtong. He's now at the Thunder Castle. And keep an eye on Brandon O'Neill, the Australian, who comes in from Pohang in Korea. Unbeaten league leaders bring in 2 big names in Teres Ildanga, who's come back to Thailand after a stint in Japan with Shimizu S Pulse, and Diogo, who lit up Buriram in seasons past. He's come from Malaysia and JDT. Chiang Rai United have brought in Felipe from Suphanburi, and they've also brought in a Korean from Gangwon in Cho Ji-hun. And as for Chonburi, the Sharks have had to be busy. Adafalarin finally finds a home after his disastrous spell at Trat, and Junior Eldstal from Metropolitan Police in England, but he is Malaysian, joins the Sharks. Wongtong United have gone for defensive cover with the loan signing of Sarawat from Port, and they've brought in 2 Filipinos. Interesting to see how much game time Javier Gayoso and Mark Vincent Dano get. There's clearly something to do with the Scott Cooper link there. As for Nakon Ratchashima, they've had a couple of big results and they have strengthened their squad with the addition of the Australian Jesse Curran. He's certainly a versatile player. And Gidi Kanyuk, who had a brief cameo at Buriram at the start of the season, the Israeli, surely a good signing for the SWAT Cats, as will be the Filipino Dennis Villanova. Dennis Villanova joining from United City, the champions of the Philippine League. Port only with the 1 big name signing, but it is a huge name. The Ivory Coast man Yannick Bolly, the worst kept secret in Thai football, is official. He's had that famous photograph with Madame Pang, and he is now a Port Lion. Moving on to Police Terror, they've got 3 names added to their roster post-transfer window so far. Dragan Boskovic, the Chonburi man, or ex-Chonburi man I should say, the Montenegrin, is now a Police Terror player, as is Supot Jojam, who signs from Nongbua in T2, and Teratep Winatai, who was with Police for a year between 2010 and 2011. He makes a return. Might not be getting the headlines, but I like the look of the 2 signings for PT Pratchett. The Killer Wasps go to Chonburi's defensive midfielder Tirapong to bolster their ranks. And Anawin Eugene, who's coming under the radar, was playing his football last season with Petaling Jaya City in Malaysia. He is also now a Killer Wasps. Ratch Abori. 3 names. Remember, they've lost Yannick Bodie. They've brought in 2 Filipinos in OJ Porteria, who's certainly one of the best players in the Philippines, and Kurt Dersen joins as well. And Lee Jae-sung comes in from Incheon in South Korea, the centre-back looking to shore up their defensive ranks. Masami Taiki's got a big jog on to try and save Rayong. He's gone for countryman Goshi Akubu. Goshi Akubu comes in from Navy in T2. And also the South Korean signing, Hang Chang-woo. As for Samat Prakan City, just the 1 name, but Totti, of course, was a goal scorer for BG Batum last time out. The Spaniard makes the switch to Samat Prakan City to allow for the arrival of Diogo. 2 new names for the Firebats. The Filipino Joshua Groman comes in, and recently he's been playing his football in Australia with Brisbane City. And they also signed from Myanmar, coming from the same club that delivered Ong Tu to Buriram. Hlang Bo Bo comes in to become a Firebat. The midfielder has been playing with Yadan Arbon. Trat, well, their situation is grim, isn't it? But they've gone for Sansern, who comes in from Port in midfield, and Swan Lam Mang becomes another Myanmarese to be playing in Toyota Thai League T1 for the remainder of the season. In a similar fashion to Buriram, the War Elephants of Suphanburi have had a complete overhaul. Felipe gone, Eliandro gone. In their stead comes the Brazilian Kion, who's been tearing it up at Chonburi this season. And the man that's impressed in recent weeks at Nakhon Ratchashima, Leandro Asankao, is now a War Elephant. 4 Thai signings as well. No club has signed more Thais in the window than Suphanburi. On loan from Buriram comes Sariut. They also bringing on loan from Buriram another centre-back in Natapon, a left-back from Chonburi in Natapong, and Pia Chanok Darit comes in from BG Batum, yet another centre-back. And add to that list the South Korean Bai Shin Yong. Incredibly busy for Suphanburi as they look to reverse their recent slump. And that's all the players coming and going. There's a manager that's come and gone inside a month. Would you believe it? Milos Djokšić lasting just a month at the Dragons of Ratchaburi. They may have an AFC Champions League place for next season, but Milos Djokšić will not be the man in charge of that AFC Champions League campaign. So there you have it, friends. So many transfer moves to get excited about and so many big games this weekend to get excited about live on One Play Sports. Our fantastic 4 live Toyota Thai League T1 games coming your way this Christmas weekend. Start later tonight, 6 p.m. Singapore time, 5 p.m. Jakarta for the league leaders BG Batum. 7 points clear going into the weekend, with Irfan Fandi expected to start to replace the suspended Andreas Tunes. Great to see Irfan back from injury. And will we be seeing their 2 big signings, Teres Dildanga and, of course, Diogo? Well, they line up for the Rabbits tonight as they entertain PT Pratchett, who, of course, can try and showcase their new signing in Anouin Jajin. They're in relegation bother, the Killer Wasps, but they've got that wild card in William Enrique, who on his day is capable of giving any team trouble, and that includes BG Batum. An hour after that kick-off, we go to the True Stadium, where the Angels of Bangkok, now down in ninth. They were favourites to win the title when the league resumed after COVID against Mongtong United, who finally seem to be getting something going under Super Mario Dvorsky in his magic trousers. They need to find consistency, though. They were impressive in seeing off Suphanburi last time out. Bangkok, Mongtong. Catch it live on One Play Sports later on tonight. Moving on to Sunday's opening fixture, 7 p.m. Singapore time, 6 p.m. Jakarta for Police Tero at the wrong end of the table and at the wrong end of a 4-0 thrashing at the hands of Nakhon Ratchashima last time out against a trap team. Don't talk to them about Nakhon Ratchashima. Remember that game, 3-0 up, and they lost 4-3 with 3 men sent off. They surely have too much to do. They're 9 points adrift from safety, and like Police Tero, come into this one off the back of a 4-0 defeat at the hands of Samat Prakan City, where all 4 goals in that game were scored in the first half. And last but by no means least, Samat Prakan City, that team that won 4-0 last weekend, take on Port, who are looking to keep up pace at the top of the table with BG Batum. Will we see a debut for Port's new signing, Yannick Bolly, live on One Play Sports on Sunday night? We certainly hope so. Make sure you join us. Don't forget to like, share, follow, comment on Facebook or subscribe on the YouTube channel so you don't miss a kick. And I look forward to joining you for the action this weekend from the biggest and best league in Southeast Asia, Toyota Thai League T1. Cup and Cup!